Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Babble. This topic is called The Last Straw. I'm kind of titling after Tyler Perry's new movie called Straw, which I have not seen and I have no intentions of seeing this crap at all. I've never been a Tyler Perry fan, not one now. But I call it The Last Straw. This case is still in the early stages. I mean, anything could happen. It could get thrown out. A plea bargain could be met. Tyler Perry could say, "Hey, I got evidence of your butt too. I have evidence. I have text messages saying that you were down with what I was doing." But see, here's the tricky part. If he admits that, let's say if he had evidence, the other guy was saying that yes, I'm down with the homosexuality that's going. Oh, first of all, Tyler Perry was accused of homosexual acts, sexual harassment on the job place, and all that. So the guy knows if Tyler Perry would say, "Hey, I've got proof that you would send me text messages too to meet up and hook up," he knew then Tyler Perry would have to admit, "Yes, I'm gay." Right now, he has not admitted he's been gay at all whatsoever, right? So he knows either he's going to have to deny it all the way, or, and don't forget the other guy, the plaintiff has proof that Tyler Perry was kind of propositioning him, right? So he knows if Tyler Perry had proof saying, "No, you were cool," and Tyler Perry said, "Yeah, I'm cool with it too," he would have to admit the homosexual part, right? But anyway, all kind of things could happen. We don't know yet. We're still in the beginning stages. But either way, the homosexual card is on the table. It's on the table. I've always thought Tyler Perry was gay from the get go back when I think we actually went to one of his plays in Dallas way back in the day. Our school took us there. It's not something I would have gone to see, but our school, got us tickets, our college, and so we got to go see it for free. But I always thought he was gay from the get go. Well, and it's so funny because later on, when he actually played a part where he played himself a man, I thought he did a good job. I thought the movie was actually decent, but I still said, I picked up on. I don't pick up on everybody. But I'm pretty dadgum good on picking up on. I got pretty good instincts, intuition. I said, no, even as a man, he's gay. But anyway, that's how I've always thought. But don't get it twisted. There is no law that says you must come out and profess you're gay or straight. You must tell us if we ask you. You ain't got to say a darn thing. That's just right. That's really a private matter. We're not. But anyway, but you ain't got to say a thing. But when something like this comes out, a little tight spot right there, right? But anyway, so it's not even being the allegedly gay part that's the problem. It's the sexual assault, harassment, and sexual assault is really not the full act, but just laying on the hand, touching him on very specific private parts, and the guy saying no, then him doing it again. Then he goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." Then turn around and do it again. "I'm so sorry," Ain't that something? That's in the harassment at the workplace and outside the workplace. That's the main issue right there. Otherwise, he can be gay all he wants. But when we start doing the other stuff, that's when it becomes an issue. But anyway, I've never cared for Tyler's over dramatic plays to me, and kind of the street Christian crap. A little too hoodie, just for my taste personally. A lot of folks love that stuff. And I've definitely never been on the black woman hating movies he seems to make. Always downtrodden black woman, always in a bad relationship, got a bad man, or he always has there's this one woman, I forgot her name. She's really dark skinned, she's very, very tiny, she's very petite, and she's a beautiful woman, and everything people give her is always playing the black woman with attitude, yelling at her kids, and "Get over there, what you doing, Tyrone?" And she's a beautiful woman, and all they give her is the crappy roles where she plays the ignorant ghetto mom. And they do her so wrong. And she's a gorgeous woman, a good actress, but that's all she can get, right? They're going to give the other stuff to light-skinned actresses, or maybe the brown skin. But if you're dark-skinned, you get the ignorant, stupid, hood rat mama parts. But the nerve to use God and religion as your stepping stool in grooming Christians and just everybody else, into thinking that you have good intentions and that you are coming from a pure place. Right? And the church was using Tyler Perry to hook them up, right? Tyler Perry would come to these mega churches. He don't ever come to a small church like I started out in, like I used to go to. He goes to these mega churches where the people have private jets, live in mansions, drive Bentleys, and all of that. He goes, "Oh, God called me." It's so funny because Christians are so gullible in that way that you can just say the slightest thing and everybody goes, "Oh, praise God, hallelujah, yes, amen, no, that's from the Spirit." That's learned behavior. and it's fake as hell. I'm sorry, it's fake. So they use him to come to the church and say, Tyler, come up here and speak to us. Tell us your thoughts on how you've been blessed. He goes, oh, pray. And everybody goes, ah, and everybody goes crazy. And they goes, oh, I gave millions of dollars. You're bragging about what you did, you know. And then he's also encouraging the people in the church, well, you may not have billions, but give what you got. Because guess what? The church will take the big bucks, and they'll take the small ones too. They got Tyler Perry donating, you know, so many thousands, millions, whatever. Now, don't forget, they don't say, hey, we're good, we've got enough, we're straight for a while. You know, just chill. Everybody, no, they're like, no, I want your $5 bill, your $20 bill, your whatever, your 50, 100, we want everything, right? And I think it's so interesting how the shadiness of these mega, I've always felt like mega churches were shady anyway, I'm sorry, they are. But they say a lot of times you don't even get to really talk or shake the preacher's hand. Small churches, you can't get out the church without shaking the pastor's hand. But I think it's very interesting. And except for certain IME, Pentecostal, and Baptist churches, not all of them, but certain ones where women are allowed to preach and whatnot, that's a little different. But a lot of churches, even the one I grew up in, did not allow women to preach in the church, say a prayer, lead a song, nothing. But these same sexist churches will allow a man who likes to dress up as a woman, drag, cross-dress, whatever you want to call it, they won't allow a woman in her full self, a real woman, to come up on the stage and lead a prayer, sing a song, say at the church announcements, but they'll allow a man to come up who likes to dress, and he wasn't in drag in the church, but that he got famous dressing up as an obese, overweight, loud-mouthed black woman, to come up on the church pulpit and talk about how blessed he's being dressed up as a black woman getting rich. Ain't that some S-H-I-T from the church? When you won't let women do so much, right? That's who y'all are, right? You let a guy come up there dressed like a woman all the time, but you won't let a woman come up there and say that thing. And then a lot of these churches act like they're so modern. They're not like your grandpa's church. No, we don't wear suits and ties anymore. We don't sing out of the books we have stuck up on the wall. We have a praise team. We don't sing the oldie songs anymore. We got the new stuff, right? Yeah, you still, if you're so modern and new, fresh, and not the old school church, you still won't allow women to come up and say a prayer, preach, do something. Just sing and go get the food ready when it's time for the potluck, right? Anywho, I digress. Let me get back on track. But no, it needs to be said. So anyway, I'm surprised that anyone is shocked about anything anymore after the freaking Me Too movement. Kidding me? After Cosby, Matt Lauer, Harvey Weinstein, the other ex-Steen, or whatever Steens there were, and I mean, how are we really, oh my, I can't believe it. No, not Tyler Perry, supposedly. No, I just never could. I understand it sucks when you're rooting for somebody. Everybody knows we're like, go ahead, brother, got a studio, he's hiring black folks, that's great, a black man, whoever it is, somebody, a person of color, when somebody succeeds, where there's not a lot of us succeeding, you're rooting for them, and so yeah, it's a bummer when you find out they might be getting knocked off the pedestal and they're not quite who they said they were, and it looks bad and the record, yes, it sucks. But if you did the crap you did, I don't want to hear about, oh, you're trying to hate on the black man, and I don't, nah. After they took down Harvey Weinstein and all these other, the high-powered white dudes, you can't say they're trying to come after, they said that about Cosby, oh, you're trying to knock the black, no, because they were taking the white dudes down too. So I was like, okay, well, can't use that one, right? But another thing they always try to say is that, oh, they just coming after his money. You know how it is when you get so high. Yeah, let's talk about how it is when you get so high. The fact is, the more power and money you have, the more crap you do, and the more crap you typically get away with. You can buy off the judge, you can buy off the police, you can buy off the witnesses. If you know they're a poor person, you're in a lower standing, you can say, well, hey, I know you got kids, Here, I can pay that, I can pay for their college tuition, I can help you out. Keep your mouth shut, right? They always act like if you are the person with the most money and power and somebody accuses you of something, you couldn't have possibly did it. No, it's more likely you definitely did that stuff, right? Definitely did it. And so, oh, he just wants his money. Well, that's how the money is really just compensation. That's how the courts work. You're compensated for your damages, however that might be. Pain and suffering, whatever it is. That's what any court, they say, well, I award you X amount of dollars, or I award you that this person can come to your house and get their stuff. Whatever it is, that's just how the law works. Stop acting like everybody who's in a lower position just after your money, meaning they must be lying, can't possibly tell the truth. You couldn't have possibly done anything because you're a rich person and have power. Cut the crap. We all know that's not true. And so anyway, And one of the actors that came out, his name is Christian Keys, a black actor. We've seen him in a few black movies and things. Even though I will say, I've always thought he looked kind of gay too. But sometimes people look gay and they aren't. Sometimes people aren't gay. Whatever the vice versa of that. Some people don't look gay and are, whatever. And anyway, the actor is Christian Keys, and he was one of the first actors who supposedly spoke up about the kind of hashtag him too sexual harassment going on with possibly Tyler Perry. It's still alleged at the moment, right? Don't forget, he didn't say exactly who the hell he was talking about. He came out in a video talking about how some supposed billionaire black male that had done this and that to and whatnot. So I'm like, okay, well, how many billionaire black males who make films are there? There's just a ton of people. No, it's not like Harvey Weinstein where you're like, Jesus, I don't know, it could be anybody. It could be George Lucas. It could be so. Now, when it comes to the ethnic side, people of color, it's pretty easy to narrow it down to like one or two, people. You know what I'm saying? So, but he didn't quite say who it was. But hold on. But anyway, so we're assuming he was talking about Tyler Perry, okay? But this is something else that really struck me after I listened to Christian Keys, an hour-long video with him ranting and tell he was a troubled man, and he was, but at first when I looked at it, I felt compassion, and then after I sat back and kind of sat in it for a while and thought about, like, I said, but first of all, now this is the part that struck me though, but how many of us complained during the Me Too, #MeToo movement, that all these women should have came forward earlier, right? Well, don't wait 30 years, right? Don't wait 30 years. And so, yeah, back in 1955, he touched my butt. How many times do we hear that, right? And yet, Christian Keys said he had been sitting on this information, this knowledge for 15 years. That's the fix. See, it's so easy to say, oh, you women, I don't believe you just want the money because you didn't say nothing back in those days, whatever. 15 years this man sat us information. Okay, what was he waiting on? So come on, Chris, if it's so easy to report a billionaire, and people definitely going to believe you, right? Right? Like you tell the women, going to believe you, then why didn't you do it? Let me guess, you were worried about your career? Like the women were worried about their career during the #MeToo movement. And if you want to say it's not him, because don't forget, I'll tell you this part later, but if you want to say it's not him, well then you're still not telling us who it was, and that predator is still being allowed to do the ugly. He's got to do his thing. If it's not Tyler, then clear Tyler Perry's name and clear for everybody else in America you made this video for who exactly it is you're talking about. Right? But just like you tell the woman, oh, well, come on, instead of reporting it right away, right? But you're worried about your career. You wanted to start, you had some projects, kind of entrepreneurial things you were working on too, your own projects, right, that would make you money, and so you'd kind of make a name for yourself, right? You're worried about that getting squashed, right? So imagine how the woman felt, especially if you have children to support, and the director knows this, whoever's over the film, he knows this, because I know you got kids, I wouldn't be ashamed, if something happened, you lose your job, how do you think women feel? Especially if you're a single parent or something, right? And you're a man, so yeah. And what doesn't get talked about as much as when, back in the Me Too movement, about the women who did come forward right away, went to the police right away, tried to file a report right away, or told Human Resources, and nothing got done. Like this new guy who comes forward, who happened to be white, or kind of an ethnic-looking guy, but still will call him white, so people call him white. And it's amazing, he comes forward, and because nobody else, as far as we know, nobody actually filed an official report, but this one white guy, Hispanic, whatever he is, and so that's what got the ball rolling. What a shame, because I know he's not the only one. Where there's smoke, there's fire. But otherwise, he talked about this. But yeah, he talked about, why didn't they report it? Why didn't he report it? But you always say, but a lot of women did speak up, and they got ignored. They said, listen, you don't have enough proof, or what is Mr. Case, or the predator, paid off the judge, whoever, and so the women, their case, they got shelved. A lot of that stuff happened with Cosby and some of those other people got shelved, and then they lost whatever job they had in Hollywood. So when you keep something like that to yourself, you are helping You're helping the predator do it to other people. You're saying, it's not just you. Maybe you might think in that moment it must be just me and you are focused on yourself. No, there's other people out there besides you. Okay, you help put them in harm. You help put other people in harm's way. It's bigger than just you. Especially when somebody has that much power. Even if you're in like a small area, then maybe it might be just you. But somebody with that much power, who's around that much people, has that many people trying to get famous, get a job, get on TV, it's definitely going to be more than just one person. Hey, you imagine a priest is messing with a child. Okay? There are other children where he found that first one. And if you don't say nothing, if you work in the church, this preacher or a priest is messing with children, you don't say nothing, you're allowing him to go and do it for other people. Because you feel like the church is more important than that child. As much as you say, the children are our future, you feel the church is more important and bigger than that child's well-being. All of those children's well-being. If it's women that are doing it too, then you feel the church is more important than those women's well-being. One thing I didn't like about the hour-long video of Christian Keys on his abuser, whoever that might be, was the threat that he might go to the police or say the person's name out loud in the video. Well, I know everybody's hitting up my phone saying, don't do it, man. Don't say the name. I don't know. I just might say it. I don't know. Just say it any moment. I just thought that was a little something, right? I might go to the police to say something. So to me, it's kind of taunting the predator to either send his goons to make a house call or to get your predator to write a big fat check. Which one will he do, right? I'm just saying, I feel like that's kind of playing games a little bit. But looks like the latter happened. Looked like he got the check instead. Maybe he said, I'll leave you alone and I'll help you out with your project, but you keep your mouth shut. And to me, that is, and he was so big. I'm so glad God made me this strong person. He's showing me who I am. And God made you a strong person, took you out to the police station. So he's not doing that to other people. And they just say, well, gee, I didn't know he was like this. I never had a warning. Nobody said nothing about it, right? God made me. He's showing me who I am. God, no, cut the Jesus crap. This is what y'all Christians get on my nerves with this stuff. You're not keeping it real. You're not being honest. Take it to the police. Say there's a crime. Then I know he said he let the statute of limitations run out because he didn't want people to think he was doing it for the money. Yet he said he still, since it's a crime, he could always speak about it in court. But still, by not saying anything, you allow this guy to go on and be a predator to somebody else in somebody else's life. And that's a Christian thing to do. That's a Christian thing to do. You're okay with that? If you got the check, you're okay with that crap. You got the check. You're holding up for that check. And I've got this video thing, I've been good. So you had the proof, then go take it to the police. And you didn't. So what happens in mafia movies when somebody always threatens to blow the whole operation wide open, right? And they're going to police. What happened? I'm a boss man. When you see the mafia and the police, the Godfather, I'm gonna go to the police, I'm gonna blow the whole operation wide open. No, eventually what gets blown wide open is something else. And it ain't the mafia's illegal rings they're running, okay? That's usually how that happens. So I thought that was just... But anyway, the case is still fresh and new. It's still taking place right now. And they said they had 50... I want to say they had 50 witnesses. Like I said, and something else I want to say, stop acting like Tyler Perry is doing this all by... If he's doing this, all by himself. Don't forget, you got people who drive your limousine for you, go pick up your lunch for you, go pick up your dry cleaning. Everybody working around him knows. Oprah knows. Now, to what extent was he being like a predator? She may not know that, but she knew he was gay. It's like we all knew Luther Vandross was gay, even though he never officially came out. Oprah knows his ass is gay. Whether he said it or not, some people just know your ass is gay, okay? He might have come out and felt safe telling her, and she never came on her show to announce it. But people, you're that big, you have people who will do anything for you that you need them to do, good or bad. And they're getting paid to do it. They will do it and keep their, all that God stuff. Oh, praise, we're blessed. We probably pray every day before we start production. Yet this guy's messing with, who'd say he's messing with underage guys too? But he's doing stuff that's not right, making people uncomfortable. And it doesn't matter all the praise in the world, all that godly stuff don't mean a dadgum thing. When you're not being about his business, you're being about your own business. That's my take on it. Thank you for listening to the babble. The last straw.